We're getting underway finally. Northern Fjords, going to be the first map. I suspect a lot of sniping. Ah, I remember the brackets. Can't call me out on that. And let's get underway. A lot of this is going to be jockeying for position, I think. That's going to be the most important thing. Who can get their position just right? And so it begins. For SPQR, we have the Blazing Panda, Pyramidion, being piloted by Lazy Pandas. Hades and Artemis forward, so they swap that out with another Artemis on the port side, and a flare gun as well. They also have the Big Bertha, once again, and Mobula, being piloted by Mr. Trickery. Hades up top, with a Gatling Banshee on the lower decks, and Artemis is on the wings. Not too surprising. For the riders, we have the Metacenter Contempt. It is a Mobula being piloted by Wound Salts. Hades up top, Carronade and Flamethrower on the lower decks, with Artemis is on the wings, and already they are raining fire. Gotta do this quick. We also have the LibGTK, Pyramidion being piloted by Luyosi. Hades Echidna, so more kill-oriented, with an Artemis on the port side and a flare as well. Hades already going out, but the riders have taken the high position, which means that they definitely have the advantage in this Hades fight. Blazing Panda losing its armor. Artemis should be coming in any second. Look at those Echidna shots, shredding the hull of the Blazing Panda. If the armor goes down one more time, it is going to be in a lot of trouble. Hades having no trouble landing. That's going to be it. LibGTK gets the kill credit. And now the Big Bertha is all alone. Height is going to be the most important part of this game with so many Hades. A Big Bertha is just going to dance around Candy Mountain a little bit here. Lowering down. But the lower it goes, the easier those Hades shots are going to be to land. Metacenter Contempt. Right over. Trying to come around behind. Trying to flank them as the LibGTK comes in as well. Hades not having a bit of trouble landing. Even with the LibGTK turning, and the Big Bertha loses its armor. Echidna, even though it's within arming time range, it's doing a ton of damage. Big Bertha getting flamed to hell, and there they go. 2 kills for the riders already, as the Blazing Panda fires Hades shots in the LibGTK. Armor getting melted pretty quick here. And the Blazing Panda may be able to land some damage, but no, the Hades runs out, and their armor's going to be fine. It's not caught fire. There it is. Chemspray runs out. LibGTK begins losing its armor. Hull taking damage, but the Hades doesn't do a whole lot, and they bring up the armor very quickly. Now it's returning fire on the Blazing Panda. Its armor is not doing so well. Armor's down. Where's the Echidna? There it is. Metacenter Contempt's going to be there to assist as well. Easy. 3rd kill for the riders. Well, not easy. They fought for it pretty darn hard, but they pick it up very quick. Big Bertha now going to get focused down. Gatling going down. Banshee doing a fair bit of chip damage, but the Big Bertha is going to lose its armor. Echidna going to land true, and the Big Bertha goes down. 4-0. Riders only losing a little bit of permahull damage on the LibGTK for it. But the Metacenter Contempt is at full. That is very, very important. This Mobula can get aggressive. It can fly forward and try to approach. LibGTK needs to be a little bit more careful, but its permahull is at 2/3. It's nothing to sneeze at. It can still engage hard as long as it's with its Mobula. However, the Metacenter Contempt has been caught out now. The spawns were very good from SPQR. The Metacenter is just going to keep taking damage. Now, Hades going to land on the Metacenter. Armor holding for now as the Hades go high. Metacenter had dropped down just a little bit, and now the Blazing Panda is going to be the target of LibGTK and the Metacenter, but the Metacenter loses its armor. The Artemis is not able to get a kill quick enough as the Echidna rips through the Blazing Panda's hull. Blazing Panda armor comes back up as this Pyramidion desperately tries to kill the Metacenter, but it can't. In the meantime, the Big Bertha comes around the side of the LibGTK. The Lib was trying to ignore the Big Bertha and just try to get the kill on the Blazing Panda, but it just took too long. However, I believe that the SPQR is in the spawn of riders, depending on where the spawn comes in. This could be in the favor of the Rydrs. Meta Center Contempt still eating damage. He's gonna land. No, I was wrong. Blue Spawn is to the west. I forgot which one was which. But they're gonna back up. They're just buying time. And I'm wondering if the libGTK is really gonna try to come in here. Buffs are going out on the main engine. They're burning Moonshine. They're gonna do it. Like, they're gonna really try to come in here. They don't want to give up any kills. They're getting pretty aggressive. libGTK already firing Hades outset. They're making SPQR acknowledge the Rydr's presence. But the Meta Center is just going to eat damage. They're rising up. They're backing behind the cover, and they are going to reform with the libGTK. They can just survive a little bit longer. The Hades, however, landing into the armor of the Meta Center, and the Artemis is landing true. Can they get the armor back up fast enough? Hades goes wide. Hades will not be able to do it. Armor comes back up just in time, but that Mobula is eating a lot of damage. libGTK comes in just a little bit too late, and it has a lot of forward momentum going, but it is going to stop in its tracks. No, it's not. It wants to kill in the Blazing Panda, and it wants to try to get the kill before the Big Bertha can rise up, but the vertical mobility on a Mobula is just way too much. libGTK suddenly reconsidering, and it's backing up away from the Gatling of the Big Bertha. Blazing Panda going to continue eating Hades shots, trading with the libGTK, but the SPQR is not willing to give this one up. libGTK loses armor. They're taking a bit of chip, but they're going to be okay. Armor comes back up. It's burning away immediately. The Big Bertha already burning away that armor with the Hades and Gatling. The Meta Center Contempt has come in now. They're focusing the Blazing Panda. They just want the kill on the easiest target, but the libGTK is going to go down. This is a meat grind for the Rydrs, and they've lost 3 kills to it already. They can't afford to lose a 4th. They probably can, actually, with the damage on the Blazing Panda, but they really need to start playing this more carefully. Big Bertha dropping down. Meta Center Contempt and libGTK stay back. They want to just try to re-engage this carefully. Blazing Panda is not in a good way right now. Its perma-hull is extremely low. Big Bertha backing up for defense as the Rydrs consider their options. libGTK and Meta Center Contempt are going to move forward. Spots are down, but neither of them have been spotted. The Meta Center is going to get spotted by the Blazing Panda, but I think the libGTK is still unspotted. They're okay for now. Meta Center begins firing out shots, just for good measure. Big Bertha, in the meantime, backing up. It's taking this very tentatively. Now, the Hades is the major armor shredding component on both teams, which means that it's going to be difficult to really make anything happen at these long ranges. They really need to get closer to make anything happen. 7 minutes left in regular time before the 20 minutes of reserve time starts getting eaten up. And neither team wants to be the first one to make a move. Meta Center Contempt actually eating a fair bit of Hades. They're going to be fine though. Blazing Panda still going to be the target. The Rydrs, they smell the blood in the water and they really want this kill, but I think it's actually worked against them because when the Big Bertha was right in their faces, they were not focusing the Blazing, or they were not focusing it. They were trying to get the kill on the Blazing Panda. It was just desperate when the Rydrs didn't need to be desperate. They could have picked their targets better in that last engagement, but now they've given it up, and they are the SPQR is within winning range if they get the 2 kills off of this next engagement. And the Rydrs, once so bold, are being forced to play defensively. But they don't really have much incentive to move forward. Uh-oh. Rydrs saying pause. Alright. Game is paused for now. Something is terribly wrong. Looks like... No, I'm here. Okay, Kit Kat dropped out again, but she's back. Alright. Unpause. Let's get this game back underway. I wonder... Because... the Rydrs don't have to be the one to make the move. SPQR are going to have to be the ones to do it unless the Rydrs see a really nice opening. But I think the Rydrs are just going to hang out behind this arch. They don't have much reason to move. I mean, if they move to the southwest, over in that area, that's just going to be detrimental for them, I feel. It raises the flight seal, or it raises the ground. So they shouldn't want to. They want the mobility of the Mobula. They don't want to play too dangerously. They want to be able to retreat if they have to. Because really, all it's going to take for the Blazing Panda to go down is a little bit of damage, and why take a big risk when you can just play methodically and just get one armor break on the Blazing Panda. 5 minutes left on normal time before we start going into the 20 minutes of reserve. We just kind of have a standoff right now. They can take their time. Neither team really making a move right now. Now you can see the way that the Rydrs are using flares right now, they are quite nervous. I'd say that a lot of the time, like, you use flares for two reasons. One is, the first one is you're bold, and you're trying to find the enemies. The second one is you're nervous, and you're trying to locate the enemies to make sure that they don't try anything funny. And I think the Rydrs are doing the latter right now. They want to see if they can run the timer out. And if SPQR just keeps holding their position, that's what's going to happen. It looks like SPQR was trying to move out of cover, but they got spotted. They're going to have to retry. These flares are not going to allow them to. Shots going down, but not a whole lot being traded. Hades are trying to land, but at this range the Hades is not going to land enough before these ships can get behind cover. There's no way to follow them. The Rydrs are cool to let the timer run out. Big Bertha getting Artemis shots down, just trying to keep the Rydrs from moving forward, but I don't think the Rydrs want to move forward at all. Metacenter Contempt hanging out here. It's obvious that the Rydrs are just setting up for when SPQR moves in. That's why you have the Mobula hiding in the clouds. It's just letting the Pyramidion get the spots, and as long as it remains unspotted, the Rydrs have the advantage in any engagement that the SPQR tries to force. I think SPQR's best bet right now is to try and go around the south. Now the Blazing Panda has revealed itself. Its armor is not looking good, but it's got cover. It's fine. Yeah, these teams are just going to pop in and out of cover until something happens. I think the only way that SPQR is really going to be able to close distance is going south. So I'll actually take the route. They need to go low first. Use the cover of the cloud. Come up around here. They need to fly a little bit higher than that, so like somewhere up here. They come around here. They get... the clouds are right there. They get behind the hard cover. And then they come through these archways. And flank. I think that's the only way that they're going to be able to close distance and try to get a kill. But they've gotta. Like, I don't see any other option for SPQR right now. Meta Center. Just eating a little damage. It's gonna be fine. Like, Meta Center's fine. It can just pop up into the clouds. It's actually firing out of the clouds, so SPQR knows that the Meta Center is there. Not really doing anything about it. See, when you're at this range, the Hades can't really do anything. The only way you're going to be able to get a kill at this range is Merc Art. There are Artemis in this game, but the Artemis alone and the Hades, you know, occasionally landing is not going to be enough. It's just not going to be enough to actually break the armor. The Rydrs are cool to let this... Like, what I'm really confused about is SPQR is letting this happen. We're in overtime. 20 minutes is slowly being eaten away here. LibGTK is staying spotted. Should be fine, though. Yeah, he can just pop up into the clouds. The Meta Center Contempt is yet to actually reveal itself. Now there we go. It's moved forward a little bit. I don't know if it's really going to get aggressive, though. The LibGTK is hanging out way back there. It's dropping low. It may go through the lower archway. Maybe. I was just going to fire out some more flares. Artemis continuing to come out from the Blazing Panda. But these disables don't mean that much, especially since we only have light guns in this game. If there were medium guns, like if a Lumberjack was what was keeping the Big Bertha and Blazing Panda behind the cover, you know, you might see the Artemis become a bigger deal in these snipe fests. It would allow one team to close distance, but nothing like that. These light guns go down quick, but they come up quick. Hades is going to continue coming out. They're trying for it. A little bit. Now the Meta Center has revealed itself. The SPQR was already sort of like aware of where the Meta Center was, but now it's really revealed itself, and the Rydrs are showing that they're hanging out very close. Another angle. Look at all these clouds. Blazing Panda stepping out a little bit from cover here, but it's going to be fine. 18 minutes left of reserve time. This could theoretically go on for another 18 minutes. Yeah, see you guys in 15 minutes. Yeah. Big Bertha backing up again. Like, nothing can happen as long as these teams stay this far away. Now, I wonder if the Rydrs are actually just wanting to get rid of the reserve time. Maybe they want their second game to be really short, no matter what. It's possible. They may just want to get rid of the reserve time. I don't understand why they'd want to. But I think right now they just don't feel pressured. They don't feel pressured at all. The onus is on SPQR. They're behind. If time runs out, SPQR loses this match. And really, they'll only have themselves to blame for it if they let themselves be sniped down like this. Here we go. Now, remember what I was talking about earlier. SPQR needs to come in low, but I think the Blazing Panda just wants to come in beneath this arch. LibGTK, popping low. Maybe checking for the Blazing Panda. Here we go. SPQR not afraid to make his presence known. The Blazing Panda fired off a Hades. Now, the Blazing Panda wasn't spotted game mechanic-wise, but LibGTK certainly saw it. And now the Big Bertha is threatening the close distance as well. Here we go. After, what, 10-15 minutes of sniping, we finally have a little bit of action. Blazing Panda firing Hades on the LibGTK, but it's going to pop up over cover. Big Bertha right there waiting for it, but it's firing on the meta center. The Rydrs suddenly find themselves pinned. And the Blazing Panda is close distance. LibGTK rises over. Hades going to rein in. It wants the higher position on the Blazing Panda. The Rydrs know they just need this one kill. Armor on the Blazing Panda down, and the Echidna finishes it. Rydrs pick up game number 1 after a very long and drawn-out Hades sniping match.